Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We are back in Umbar. We gotta go back to the meeting hall in Darlaja to talk to Harmelak, and I am wondering if it's worth it to take the long way around or just do the kamikaze thing and jump. You know what? Let's jump. I really want to get going with the X-Pack. We didn't break a leg, so that's good. Now, okay, I read this on, I don't remember Reddit, the forums, but you see that the toolbar in here is looking a little bit pixelated. That is a current bug with the expansion that hopefully will be fixed by the time this video goes live. But all you need to do is take it down one notch and then back to where it was, and there you go. It's fixed. I really hope it doesn't come to... I mean, this issue is fixed in time, but if by any chance this is still happening by the time this video goes live, well, there is the fix. If not, well, it's just a funny little reminder of this kind of funny bugs that really don't break the game or anything, but do happen every once in a while. Anyway, here we are back in the mini hall. I actually didn't realize if I had this bug last episode or not. I have not reviewed my footage yet, so I don't know. Yeah, Harmelak, right. Lots of people in here too, of course.
Have I given you the impression that my words are mere suggestions and not commands?
Okay, we're getting pushy. How else can it be that Jackbeard has denied the kindred the use of his caravan for this journey? He thinks to increase the treasure he must be paid from the coffers of Umbar, as if there are no other caravans we might hire for this purpose. He is mistaken, and this mistake will be made clear to him. The kindred of the coins will not suffer such fools as he. Does he believe I do not punish those who think to take advantage of my mercy or that of my agents? No caravan will accompany your traveling company, Beriathan. I will remedy the situation with Jackbeard to his detriment, but this matter will not delay your departure. You will travel lighter than we planned. Speak to the others and learn how fare their own preparations. Okay, well, at least it seems she is not mad at us. I for a moment thought that I needed to be more harsh with Jackbeard, but it seems he was just trying to outwit Harmelak, and that it's never going to work.
Harmelak and Koltek speak of difficulties, but to my eyes, the sun shines upon our road.
Meshka has given her blessing for this journey. My wife came to speak with me on this matter shortly after you left Darlaja, and she made clear her approval of this adventure. She wishes me to avenge our family and those of my crew upon the traitor Asagath and his Salina Cassie, and put these sorrowful days behind us. Meshka's love will follow me on this road, and it will remain when I return home in triumph. I am ready to depart, the sooner to return. After you have spoken with the others, I will meet you at the east gate of the city with our eyes turned to the sunrise and the road ahead. For a moment, I thought Meshka would accompany Belondor like Broidis and Rothog. That would have been fun.
There has been a miscommunication with the owner of the warehouse that was going to supply this expedition.
I will remain and correct this error, but as a result, it will be some time before I can depart. You consider sharing with Koltek the words of Kaivar, who believed the power of the kindred would speed along the preparations, but decide to keep them to yourself instead. Harmelak has had some difficulties of her own arranging for the caravan, but fewer mouths to feed on the journey will require fewer supplies. Her failure makes my own task more simple, which put a smile on my face. Koltek smiles dangerously, and you take your leave of him. Boy, I'm glad to live without Koltek, but on the other hand, what's he gonna do if he stays in here?
I cannot leave yet. My Kolpeshes are sharp for now, but the quality of the weapons I requested.
But the quality of the weapons I requested from the Hall Hoolies is unsatisfactory. To set forth on an unknown road into lands that test the might and the will of a warrior without suitable arms? Unacceptable. If we were a ship, I would hold he who disappointed me over the water by 1 foot until he satisfied the bargain. Alas, that remedy is not available here. The fountains of Umbar are not deep enough. Rothog grumbles in dissatisfaction. There is another problem, but I will not burden you with it. I will say just this. Should a friend of yours give you an animal, ensure that the men who care for it have bravery enough to feed it or become dinner themselves. Otherwise, it may become an annoyance. Koltek waits as well. I will travel with him when he is ready, and the two of us will meet up with you when we can. So that means that Raghrakul is also giving him more troubles? That beast is more trouble than it's worth, for sure. So yeah, we'll leave Rothog and Koltek to their problems, and we'll see about our own. So now we're gonna go to the Order of the Eagle, an easy way back to the East Gate. We'll see how it goes. Something I forgot to mention, the Dragon and the Storm has already been made canon in the timeline happening before all this. Well, we still cannot enter the Citadel of Winds, and the only thing we saw was inside the Citadel itself, not on the outside, so we don't see the destruction Raghrakul brought. But we know it happened. The advanced traveling party has assembled at the East Gate. Asagat and Akasi will not escape us. No, they won't.
Belondor tells me the rest of our traveling party has been delayed.
But they will join us when they can? I confess this small group is more to my liking, but will this endanger the success of our mission? I would not want to face Asagat and Akasi in battle without the half-troll at our side. Yeah, you're totally right, Sirgon. And I think Garliv agrees.
Rothog and Koltek will join us when they can. For now, this will be our traveling company.
This will be our traveling company as we venture in pursuit of Asagat and Akasi. Onward to victory and vengeance!
Outside, the city was once alive with caravans, preparing to depart along the Road of Riches.
When trade with the southern kingdoms thrived, the flat ground to the east of the city was alive with a colorful assemblage of tents and caravans preparing to depart along the Road of Riches. Now there are few, for such trade has slowed to but a trickle, but theirs is the road upon which we will begin, and follow it eastward until we find some sign of Asagat. There should be a guard post east along the road. Let us go there now and see what its sentries have seen. Okay. Now I've been thinking, I really have not made up my mind yet, because you will remember the way I was role-playing this as we are traveling back on our trusty tomb laws, and as you can see here, the star motif goes very well with this outfit. I also have here the steed of the Duskwatch from one compensation box they gave last year, and this one also fits the outfit quite well. I kind of like it. And oh boy, I'm lagging. I wanted to try one more steed. Try and make up my mind. At least I think I only need to try one more of these steeds, because I don't see any other of these ones fitting well. Some of the basic ones that don't have any clothing would work, but I also want to try out the steed of the White City. I mean, it does kind of fit. I don't know. Let's do the steed of the Duskwatch. Lonesome Glory. What a haunting name. Evocative. Really like it. And just like that, we are already sent to the guard post that marked the boundaries of the old map before the release of the expansion. I think we even visited that place before. We couldn't pass, of course, but at least now we know where we need to go, and we are already on our way. Which goes with what I was saying on the previous episode, that it doesn't take as long to get started as the Umbar expansion, and that is exciting for sure. I just wanted to double check as well the change on the crafting materials from Umbari to Shagani. I think we heard something about the Shagani on the previous episode, so I think that change was made to bring some consistency across the board. It's just a very small change anyway. Does that mean that the scholar materials are also Shagani parchments from now on? Interesting. Kashyyyk acknowledges the arrival of your trolling party with a raised eyebrow. Okay, so we are... Well, this is not the boundary of the map, but it's really close. I got confused. Anyway.
What brings you this way, travelers? The caravans have slowed in recent days.
And I have had little company save for the sandflies. They are drawn by the heat and make my days a misery. Kashyyyk peers at each of your companions in turn, and when his gaze reaches Belondor, he spreads his hands in surprise. Belondor of the Fleetfast! This is a pleasure and an honor. The Kindred of the Coins has spread little thought for me or for Huda since we were sent to man these posts in the days following their rise. I see now I was mistaken. Belondor suggests you help Kashyyyk with the sandflies that trouble him. Okay, so let's see. There are plenty of them in here. Because I would expect these sandflies to be in high demand from all the players doing the expansion now. Hopefully they will also respawn quickly. And it seems they do. They do respawn quite quickly. And I'm glad to see that the LOTRO team has taken the increased volume of players into consideration, because I do remember some expansions where you had 10 players fighting for the same mobs, having to wait long times for those guys to respawn. So it seems they have decreased the respawn rate during the first few weeks of this expansion, at least. I would expect them to adjust this after a couple weeks, yeah.
Now perhaps you will tell me what brings Belondor of the Fleetfast to my god post.
Thank you for taking care of those insects, my friends. I know they will return, for nothing keeps the pests away for long. But even an hour's reprieve is worth celebrating. Now perhaps you will tell me what brings Belondor of the Fleetfast to my guard post? I cannot believe it was only to bring some comfort to poor Kashyyyk, guardian of the road. Belondor explains that the four of you are seeking Azagat Sea Shadow and Nakasi Wave Ripper, who you believe came this way sometime in the past few days. Kashyyyk gazes into the distance, deep in thought. I wish I could tell you I have seen this traveling party, but you are the only one of that esteemed group to visit poor Kashyyyk outside the city, Kinsman Belondor. Each member of the kindred is well known to the Umbari who dwell in these lands, for we count them heroes. The brave men and women who saved us from the Church of the Old Seeing and the Empire of Ordag. If they wish to remain unseen, they might take pains to stay hidden from the eyes of the Umbari as they traveled. Also, I confess to you that my charge is to watch eastward, not westward, and the sandflies may have affected my vigilance, but no longer, I assure you. If you continue east, you will reach my fellow guardsman Huta, who watches the road where it passes by Telperien's wall and into Ambarûl. He may have seen something. The folk of that land do not revere the kindred as do the Umbari, and your fellows may not feel as much need for secrecy.
Kashyyyk is right. Azagat and Nakasi may travel more openly in the lands ahead of us.
Kashyyyk is right, Beriathan. The kindred of the coins are well known to the Umbari, but as we travel further away from the city, the names and faces of our quarry will be less familiar to the people we meet. Azagat and Nakasi may travel more openly in the lands ahead of us. But we should speak with Kashyyy's fellow guardsman Huta at his post where the road runs into Ambarûl. Oh yeah. Yeah, please. To Ambarûl. Oh boy, the excitement. The tingling of anticipation as we approach a new area. Oh boy, this is the best. Truly the best. And this rock formation in here was where the old map ended before. Was there? I think there was a. There were some rocks in here blocking the way. Not anymore. Now entering Ahash-zubir. Oh, fantastic. You did scouting Ambarûl, Telperien's wall. You have discovered Telperien's wall, and you have arrived beside Telperien's wall where Huta keeps watch.
It is unusual for folk to come this way without a larger caravan behind them, strangers.
I must warn you, the road of riches has become more perilous in recent weeks, and it has never been safe. You ask Huta if Azagat Sea Shadow or Nakasi Wave Reaper has come this way, and he stares at you blankly. I have not seen Azagat, that I can tell you for certain. I cannot imagine what business could bring him so far outside the city, but I am not familiar with this woman's name, this Nakasi. She sounds like a courser. There is water and marshland in Ambarûl along the Corudan River, but I have not heard of coursers sailing upriver. There is simply nothing there. When I was commanded to keep this guard post, I asked for men to help me guard the length of Telperien's wall, but I was denied. It could be the people you seek pass by the wall further to the north. Perhaps you should patrol that way and see if there is any sign of them? If you can pick up some of the fallen stones along the way, I would appreciate it. From time to time I collect them and stack them here by my guard post, but I have not made a walk recently. Okay. What do we... Okay, the Tale-wardens, one of the new factions introduced in the expansion. I have no idea how they work, so let us find out.
There is much to be done, and fewer hands by which to do it.
If you please, Beriathan, our arrival at Telperien's wall seems to have upset one of my few Tale-wardens. I cannot attend to the young man's needs with my workload. Could you inquire why the man grew melancholy with our arrival? You will find him near the supplies on the south side of the wall. Ask him what weighs so heavily upon him.
Might you spare a moment?
Welcome to our encampment, Beriathan. Do not be surprised. Captain Rothog told us to look forward to your arrival. She smiles genuinely. You made an impression on the Kindred of the Coin, an impression good enough that when Captain Rothog signed on to the expedition here, he asked that we, the Petecari of Umbar, join them to catalog the journey. We could use assistance if you are willing. We are small in number and have discovered so much already, and we are only at Telperien's wall. Please speak to my companions, Mashem and Shulega. They will provide more information. Petecari, okay.
What news has come in with the tide?
He nods. Very good. You will want to know why we are here. We Petecari are an ancient sect of scholars who hid away from the Church of the All-Seeing Eye. Only recently, with Captain Rothog's gracious involvement, have we emerged from our long secrecy. Our purpose is to collect and maintain remnants of the past for posterity and purposes of study and history. In your tongue, we are called Tale-wardens. We accompany this excursion to catalog and collect the mysteries of the past to maintain for future generations. We will ask for permission to excise any materials we find of historical significance, and will record the rest with as much accuracy as we can. For your part, should you help us, Captain Rothog supplied us with trinkets, clothing and gifts he believes you may find interesting or beneficial. Make certain you speak with Shulega if you have not.
Do you have need of something?
It is good you have come to me, Beriathan. I overheard your conversation with Kizeri, and I am pleased to show you the wares that Captain Rothog sent with us to Corudan. Your assistance with collecting information, relics, and curiosities of the past allows me to offer you access to our small menagerie of treasures. We must be cautious not to upset or remove important Corudan relics. We are observers and outsiders here. What little we know of the conflict in this land forces us to use great caution lest we make ourselves an enemy of the Corbani. Sorry? We are historians and catalogers. Let us do right here, my friend. We will send word to you when your assistance warrants greater reward. After you speak with Mashem, return to Kizeri. Let us check the barter.
Much to be done, and fewer hands by
A bird call. Okay, this is a bubble. New system introduced with the expansion. Some music themes. House and decorations. Robbing kit. Okay. This is for gathering some of the items. Golden flowers. Another bubble, it seems. More housing items. Unlabeled firework. Yeah. More housing items. Confusing map. Interesting, I don't know what that is. Full pipe, Tom of the Gerbo. Yeah, that's basically it. We also got a new deed. 14 locations in Ambarûl. Alright.
What news has come in with the tale?
Your reputation, Beriathan, speaks of a trustworthy and noble spirit. We hope you see the merit in our charge in this land. There are many secrets in these lands. There is history here in the Valley of Ikorban, suppressed too long beneath a yoke of oppression and a veil of superstition. We seek only to understand the past of this land, our ancestors, and ensure that no harm comes to their memory due to the actions of the Sea Shadow. Awesome. I like the Tale-wardens already. On one hand, well, we both are wardens. On the other hand, they are scholars, such as myself, so it's easy to relate to them.
Do you have need of something?
The young man seems flustered as you approach. How can I assist you? You explain the request from Kizeri. It appears I have not masked my mood well enough to keep it from notice. This bodes poorly for me. My first steps outside of Umbar and already I am a failure. You see, back along the road to the northwest, I spied a vision in the distance and strayed from the trail. Only for a moment, but long enough to lose pace with the caravan. In my haste and struggle to return, I lost my cataloging pack. Before I could explain, Kizeri set me to organize this cart. I know where I lost my pack, but I cannot leave my post. I wonder, would you look southwest just up the road near a rock outcropping and find my pack? I'll confess my failure to Kizeri and accept whatever fate befalls me. But you need a pack, of course. Raphûz informed you that he lost his cataloging pack to the southwest. But on the other side of Telperien's wall, I would assume. I mean, make up your mind. Is it southwest or northwest? Because you're confusing me, but northwest seems more likely. Oh, come on, this is just a rock. Yeah, thank you. Telperien's wall. Now, what do they mean with Telperion? Because this obviously brings to mind immediately Telperion. The silver tree from Valinor. So it's got to do something to do with it. But what exactly? Are we gonna get some extra explanation, or the explanation is here in the deed log? Built by Númenor during the reign of Tar Telperion. Okay, so it's not about Telperion. The wall was constructed as a barrier to protect its haven of Bealonde. Now Umbar from the native peoples. Okay, so Bealonde and now Umbar, right. Telperion's wall was destroyed by earthquakes in the Second Age and later by the Hamari using Nargach when they conquered Umbar. Interesting. And sad. As a Númenorian, it's sad to see it is destroyed. I'm missing required key. This is for the friend of the Fetikeri. Yeah, I need to be friend with those guys, but How do I get reputation with them in the meantime? And this is for the other faction. Which one was it? Come on. The other hit. We haven't even been introduced to that one yet. You followed Huta's suggestion but found nothing out of the ordinary. Disappointing, but... well, what can we do? Okay, no, it was to the southwest. Was such a small location in the map. And the color didn't help either. Oh, my bad. In that case, come Garalith, we have a pack to find as well. Now, I don't want any trouble, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna continue on my merry way. You too. We'll need to fight some of those guys eventually. But I think for now we can avoid it. Yep, there we go. Are truly the only rewards for the Tale-wardens housing items and bubbles? I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I understand if some people might be excited about it. Yeah, this one is confusing a little bit. You see a figure watching you from the northwest. Really? Who? I don't see anything. You see a pack on the ground and nothing else. Where? Raphûz pack. Boy, I missed it. I don't like it. Really don't. Who's attacking me now? Lion? A crap, yeah. Alright. I forgot to check on the last episode. We also got a new frame. Don't even remember the name of that frame. Have I not used it? Do I have it in my inventory? Yeah, the Corudan frame. My bad. Okay, let me double check it. I don't know. I mean, I already knew I wasn't gonna keep it. I just wanted to say it. Anyway.
Might you spare a moment?
Raphûz looks excited as you approach. You found my pack. I am blessed. If I lost this pack, the dishonor I would bring my father's name would be unbearable. His smile fades. I have nothing to offer you for this kindness. In truth, I do not know if I am worth your kindness. I do not know if I should have joined the Fethekari or made this journey. Everything moved so quickly when my mother passed. The decision to join the Tale-wardens seemed right. Now, I am unsure. Thank you. Please tell Kizeri you helped me, but put her at ease. I will find my bearing.
Thank you for collecting these stones. I understand you did not see the people you seek.
I am sorry, but I appreciate you following the ruins of the wall to the north and back again. I do not patrol its length as often as perhaps I should. Rothog is a long way from here, across the southern desert, and their soldiers are in disarray. Even with the wall in such a state of disrepair, I do not think the Ordakai can pose much of a threat to Umbar. Without the sorcery of their Dark Lord, how can they hope to threaten our soldiers? Perhaps I can soon return home, Kinsman Belondor?
I can make no such decision today, Guardsman Huta.
Belondor turns his gaze upon the remains of Telperien's wall, and when he speaks again, his tone is thoughtful. A queen of Númenor ordered the building of this wall long ago, to protect her coastal holdings from the inland people of Shagana. It was damaged over the centuries by war, by the shifting of the earth and by the passage of time. She and the folk she sought to protect have been dead for thousands of years, but Telperien's wall still stands in large part, marking that ancient desire. The things we built outlast us, Guardsman Huta. What has Umbar built?
We must build for ourselves lives of peace and safety that can become the envy of all the world.
I cannot say what will remain 1,000 years from now, but from my heart I speak when I say the Umbari must not suffer beneath the heel of a distant power. Not Rothog, not Mordor, and not Gondor. We must build for ourselves lives of peace and safety that can become the envy of all the world. Huta stands up straighter and taller than before. I will not disappoint you, Kinsman Belondor. If I allowed my watchfulness to wane in recent days, I apologize for it. No longer. As you pass into Ambarûl, I suggest you follow the road along the marsh until it turns south. That will bring you to the largest settlement of the region, a town built on wooden pilings that the people there called Iridir. I have seen the women warriors of that place from afar, and they appear quite deadly with the weapons they carry. You should introduce yourself to them before they consider you to be strangers and introduce themselves to you, if you take my meaning. It would be wisest for you to approach them on friendly terms while you have the opportunity.
What news has come in with the tide?
He could have told me plainly, we have more packs. We are not expecting to only fill one catalog in our time here. Raphûz, you could have asked me for another pack. We have plenty. I am sorry, Kizeri, I did not know. They were able to help me though. Tales of Ambarûl, okay. 30 of these guys. Alright, not bad. There is another quest? Cool.
Might you spare a moment?
Thank you again for your assistance with my pack. I was foolish to think Kizeri would cut me loose for such a simple transgression. I know I said I have nothing to offer your kindness, but I remembered I have some fine tobacco from Umbar I can share. We can sit and share. If you wish, we can sit and talk for a while. Join me. We can share the fire of my tobacco, and I will prepare some tea. Raphûz invited you to speak with him after you assisted him at Telperien's wall. Okay, there he is. Raphûz smiles as you approach and asks you to join him. Raphûz smiles as you approach. Please come and sit by my fire. Do I need to target him first? Alright. I am grateful for your assistance, Beriathan. When I lost my pack, I thought I would lose my post and shame my family. Now I question whether I should leave my post for my own accord. Why, you ask? I saw a woman back on the road before Telperien's wall. It is why I stopped and ventured away from the caravan. My mother warned me of the visions and voices of Shagana as she lay on her deathbed. I saw her too, I believe. Not even a week out of Umbar, I see my first vision, lose the pack I need for my livelihood and try to hide it. You must think me a fool. Not at all. You saw the vision too? Maybe it was no vision. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to ask her why she stood so far from the caravan. Was she following us? Watching us? Why? As I strayed, my mother's voice came into my head. Be wary of the voices in Shagana. They will tempt you. They will make you wander and follow them to your death. As I drew near, I saw she looked beautiful but fierce, akin to a storm in the summer. I heard a call from the caravan and turned. Kizeri beckoned me to return to the caravan. When I turned back, the woman was gone. I thought it was my mother's tale made manifest. Raphûz? Yeah, sure, but it's not... come on. It's not every day that you get to... to smoke this kind of devices, so... It's just that the camera, it's very difficult to... Come on. Please. I mean, finding a good angle, it's gonna be hard, isn't it? Really hard. Yeah, I give up. My mother was Umbari and my father was Shagani. They met in the lower docks of the city. We lived a wonderful life. My father died years ago naturally. My mother followed him within the past several months. Before she passed, she bid me return to my father's homeland to restore his name. Oh. That story is best saved for another time. My father fled Shagana in disgrace. I pledged to my mother I would restore his name. I took work with the Fetekeri because I had no other means to travel here. I expected the work would keep me busy enough while I learned what I could of my father and how I could restore his name. The training was not hard but came with warnings of what we may face in Shagana. Little is known of the people, my father's people. We know the Ordakai held power here until the temples fell in Umbar, and now my father's people rebel against the Ordakai. We are here to observe and preserve. How can I uphold my promise if I am only to observe? And now a woman haunts my waking moments. Not a woman I have met, but a beauty I saw only from afar whose freedom stirs me deeply. I began this journal as a boy. They are the stories of my mother and father. I hope to fill it with stories of my own. It is because of your actions I still have this opportunity. I am sorry I cannot offer you more than a sad story from a confused young man, a smoke, and some tea for your efforts. Well, I'm still grateful for your time and for your tales. Wish you luck on your task. You could have sent me back to camp as well. I'm just saying. This biting guy is starting to be a pain. Please leave me be. Thank you.
What news has come in with the tide?
Thank you for listening and for sharing my tobacco. I am unsure what my future holds. I am glad we spoke. You have a good ear for conversation. Really? Is that it? Okay. I guess we gotta turn then to Iridir. The Fetekeri. Yeah, regular faction. 10,000 rep we need. And that is only to get to acquaintance. Oh boy. Getting to friend might be a little bit more difficult. I would love to sub again so that my other characters could benefit from the reputation bonus. Because I do intend to max out this faction with Beriathan, but... well, I have not subbed yet. In fact, the plans have changed. I'm unemployed once again. I was just talking to you a couple episodes ago how I had found a new job a few months ago. And well, there were some layoffs and I was unfortunate, but I guess that means I will need to wait a little bit longer before I sub again.
What say you, traveler?
Tale-wardens, traveler, what brings you to our lands? The old woman looks at you warily. I hope you are not here to cause trouble, as we have enough of that already. I am wary of it. Though to be fair, I was wary already. I have done this work my whole life, but harvesting rice is demanding. It is early yet in the season, but the food is needed. Many farms have been destroyed or abandoned because there are scant workers. You look rather fit. Would you mind helping an old woman? In the fields to the east, you can find some rice that can be harvested. Collect the stalks and bring them to me while I rest. Stock of rice. Okay. Right across the path. Not bad. Can barely see with all this rice though. I don't want any trouble. You don't need to give me that look. Ah, there is another quest in here. Okay. Cool.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Oh, you're back. And you bring bundles of rice with you. The woman's smile is positively beaming. Thank you so much for your help. This must dry before threshing, so don't worry. I won't ask you to do that part.
What say you, traveler?
Are you any good at hunting game? The fallow deer have been just dreadful this year. We always have a little problem with them eating the crops, but of late they have been overmuch. Hunting some deer would do us much good, and the meat would not be unwelcome. It could be used to make a tasty stew that would keep my son and myself fed for quite some time. Okay, so I guess the deer were right in giving me the look, because they are about to go down.
Leave me be, stranger.
If you're looking for someone in need of help, then you have found one. The man flushes with embarrassment. It pains me to speak of it, but thieves have stolen some of our rice that was ready to go to market. Normally I would track them down and get it back myself, but... He looks down at where his now amputated arm once was. I have been training, but I am not yet skilled at fighting right-handed. A lefty! The first lefty I see in LOTRO and he has his arm amputated. Are you for real? No, you gotta give me a lefty that will wield the sword with his left hand. I mean, I am sorry for you. I hope you learn to use the sword with the right. But as a lefty, I want to see other lefties fighting, you know. Hope you understand. I will have you know that I am not helpless. I grow stronger by the day. I am a capable man and can do my own work on the farm. I only ask for your aid because we are in dire need of the income we would get from selling the rice. I am not destitute though, and need no charity. I will pay you to deal with these bandits. You will likely find them to the north of the farm.
Life is always a struggle in Shagana.
I have another trouble you could help me with, should you be willing. There are wildcats that live in the untamed lands in the north. At least, that is where they should be living. Of late, they have been prowling our fields and frightening my mother as she goes about her work. If you are willing to slay some of the vexing animals, let us not be wasteful. Bring me their pelts and I will put them to good use this next winter. I can barely see with all this rice. Please let me know if by any chance I missed any other lefties in LOTRO, because I think this is the first one I've ever met. And it's so disappointing that he lost his arm. Yeah, really hard to see the puddle with all this rice. That was not fair. Oh. Stop it. Okay. Need to keep going north. Does this heart count for the quest? Yeah. Ah, here are the ruffians. Cool. Didn't need to go that far. Oh, come on. Come on. Need it, Brigand Bane of Ambarûl. Can you please go down? Thank you. So, 50 brigands. Alright. We can do 50. Ambarûl treasure cache. Cool. I'm sorry. Has this been updated on MMORPG already? No. Open MMORPG. No, it has not been updated. That's what I thought, but... in that case, I need to keep track of this. The old-fashioned way, by keeping notes. Treasure Seeker of Ambarûl, how many? 12. Okay. Alrighty. Token of heroism, good. Oh boy, lots of corruptions. Please stop. There we go. Okay, so that's all the brigands. Good to know. The cats are the ones that are not around the area. Gotta go looking for them. Oh, come on. Back to Telperien's wall, because I really don't see any wildcats around here. Oh, for God's sake. Should be enough. And this will be the last guy as well. I know, girlie, I know. You gotta be patient with me. Especially because I'm about to die. Thank you. Yeah, I think I have better chances of looking at the wildcats near the wall. And let me see if I can get a good picture of this wall from a good angle. So I really do appreciate the view as a testament of Númenor of old. I think it's been a while since I took one of these landscape shots. I need 3 cats and I don't see the first. I don't know where they are. I mean, these insects keep popping up. No cats. That's a fox. Caracal, okay. If I could find more of these guys. Feral Cat Bane of Ambarûl. Okay. I need 50 as well. It's just that... where exactly are these cats found? I mean, I see other one up there. But if I could find a big group of those guys. Let's see. Maybe even a treasure cache. I mean, this looks like the kind of place that will have a treasure cache. Right? Could have been. What a shame, but okay. I also gotta admit, I was expecting bigger cats. Like the saber-tooths and saber-tooth and that kind of stuff. Hedgehog. The portrait looks a little bit hideous, or maybe I was not expecting to find that face, but what an unpleasant surprise it was. Something didn't look quite right about that hedgehog. What I'm trying to say. Ruffians, and where are the cats? Insects. No more insects. Give me cats. I need cats. Please. And I'm halfway through with the cats. So long for the game having a good respawn rate of things. Okay, here's another one. Could you please stop it? Please die. You really should be dying. You are not gonna die? Come on. Okay, this is number 5. Okay, we just need one more. Please, one more. Okay. Here we go. There it is. Right. Please don't lag. Well, that's gotta be it. Okay, now you appear around the farm. Is he pushing the... No, this is just another farmer.
Is there something you need?
I would admit, just look at it. Thank you. My son and I will eat well for a stretch.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Forgive me, I mentioned my son to you twice and have not introduced you. His name is Teresi and he's behind a house to the south, I already noticed. He might enjoy meeting you. He was injured in the war and returned a man unlike the one who had left. Please, if you have time, mayhap you could talk to him? I think he feels very alone and maybe the company of someone worldly like yourself could do him some good. Me worldly? Okay, yeah. If you say so.
I don't know how much more we can endure.
Who are you? The young man is clearly alarmed by your approach. You tell him you had been helping his mother with some farm chores and she asks you to introduce yourself to him. His shoulders relax, but he still holds suspicion in his eyes. My apologies. We don't see strangers in this land often, and when we do, they usually mean us harm. What brings you to our farm? You tell him that you often take the time to help others while you go about your travels. A noble undertaking, though you might find that there are more people in need of help in Ambarûl than you can handle. Okay, and then we would have been introduced to his quests that we already can complete.
We have weathered much. And for what?
The pelts! Thank you, my friend. Life can be trying here in Ambarûl, and I cannot avoid waste. This will help someone greatly when the seasons change.
I do not know how much more we can endure.
You have done it. Truly, I did not expect you to return. I cannot thank you enough for bringing back our goods. Some coin will have to do.
I don't know how much more we can endure.
Thank you for your help, Beriathan. I dislike asking for aid, but I am glad that I did. If your travels happen to be taking you east, I would ask one last thing of you. There is a papyrus farm just east, along the river's edge. The man's face turns beet red. There is a young lady there, Sulmur, who does some rather dangerous work. The papyrus bogs are ripe with crocodiles and zizani. I think you would call them knickers. It would bring me comfort if you could visit and see that she fares well. Thank you, friend, and good luck on your travels. Yeah, I will let Sulmur know that you want to know how she is doing, and hopefully you can get along. Anyway, we will do that, but we cannot do that today. We have run out of time. That would be all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.